rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8 o'clock, 8:01 a.m. It is Wednesday. You are listening to Good Morning, Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. It is the 7th of September. Do you remember? I can't sing those notes, and neither do you want me to. But we've got a great show for you today. We have a friend of the show. I met this man at a great party, which I'm sure that we'll allude to. It was it a gala event? What was it actually?
It was a gala Mardi Gras event.
Fundraiser. Right, that's what it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mardi Gras May. It had a title.
It was, Mardi Gras. I think it was in May because they pushed it back.
Right.
Because I think pandemic issue, new strand of COVID came in.
Right.
So it was later in the year. So I think it was May.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. And it was the Alive Center's Mardi Gras fundraiser. It was really cool. Our guest today is Mr. Phil Ramos. How you doing?
Good. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me on.
Are you nervous?
A little bit. First podcast. I'm on camera. There's bright lights, but it's cool. I'm excited. I woke up really excited to come on.
Yeah. So when you sent the email saying hi and everything, like, yo, remember me? I was happy to hear from you, man. I really was, and we'll get into the whole thing. But you're a man with many hats. We're here to talk about two hats today. RSI, which is Relocation Services Incorporated,
yep.
And then Office Furniture Solutions,
yes, sir.
Inc.
Yes,
as well. Okay.
Yep.
But I told your name. Where you born and raised? Where you from?
So born in Oak Park.
Okay.
And lived in the city. Grew up in Plainfield. Parents moved me out there when I was a kid.
Okay.
So, good old Plainfield, Illinois. Lived there. Went to high school out there, and pretty much have lived in the area outside of a stint living in the city, So now I spend my time there. I live there.
Okay.
Our
Plainfield,
office,
right?
In Plainfield.
Okay.
Our office is for Office Furniture Solutions. It's in Naperville. We have a showroom there.
Okay.
And then here in Aurora is where RSI has our office and our warehouse. So I'm back and forth between those two locations.
Okay.
And Plainfield.
What does Relocation Services Inc. do? Is that a moving company?
So it's an office moving company.
Okay.
And office furniture installation company. So
Gotcha.
we'll move offices. Basically, do a lot of what we're doing. A lot of is decommissions.
Okay.
So like offices, people are leaving the office.
Right.
Or have been for the past few years. Because they're shutting down offices, working from home. Will a lot of times go in there, knock the stuff down, and bring it out.
Knock the stuff down.
So it'll be a decommission, they call it. Yeah.
Oh, word. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So if a whole office is going to work from home, the property manager, the building owner has to do something with the furniture.
Right.
The next tenant might not need the same stuff.
Right.
So, the company went from in the past paying for furniture and buying used
mm-hmm.
furniture to now a lot of times we're charging to take it down and haul it away so you could do whatever with your space that you need to do.
So business for you guys coming through and out of the pandemic has increased.
It has
Okay.
for certain services.
Sure.
Certain areas have increased, certain areas have decreased.
Okay.
And so, it's this business gives us opportunities even in a down economy,
Right.
to have still projects that we're working on and to keep guys busy and
Okay.
and try to navigate through it and
Now-
acquire inventory too. So that's been cool.
And acquire inventory. Now you said that this is in Aurora.
Yes.
RSI is in Aurora, and the showroom for office furniture is in Naperville.
Yes.
All right. Where in Aurora is located? Can we come for a tour sometime?
Yeah.
I'll let you.
Come on.
Knock,
through.
knock, knock.
It's
Yo, what up?
40,000 square feet. We might get lost. You might get lost. Don't go down every hallway. But,
Okay.
It's 325 South Union.
All right.
So it's this big, like block long building in the middle of the neighborhood. It's like I said, 40,000 square feet.
Right.
It's 3 levels in
Okay.
the basement, and it's got like some historical attributes to it. It's,
Really?
It was. I think it was built in like the early 1900s, like 1902 or something like that. It was a corset factory, like in the first, few decades.
Right. Back
And
when
then-
that was a thing.
Back when that was a thing, right? And now it's been different things throughout the years, but it's an old big brick warehouse, and it's old and it's
Got some-
got some character.
Okay. All right. The time is 8:06 a.m. Good morning to all of you great, wonderful people. Raquel Gomez, good morning to you. Josue Pais, good morning. Elanca Ramos, I think I said your name correctly. If I did, close. Good? Okay,
Yep,
good.
you did a good job. Yeah.
I'm looking for you for the confirmation because you got the same name. And Sue Woteki Raguchi, good morning to you as well. So now, which came first, Office Furniture Solutions or RSI?
Office Furniture Solutions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when did that company start?
So that company, the story there is I worked there. The company started back in 2004.
Okay.
Before that, it was the gentleman that sold it to me had different, it was under different names.
Right.
Office Furniture Warehouse or Outlet. It was. So in 2004 it started. I've worked there since 2012.
Okay.
And so worked there, came in as a sales guy, just kind of worked my way up without any prior knowledge of office furniture, even knowing that it was an industry. And then I took it over, bought it in 2018.
Okay.
So now it's been going on 4 years.
Good. What have you learned in the industry that you didn't know before? I mean, I would presume everything since you came into it as an employee first. But I mean, like, I guess a better question would be, what would the average person get wrong about the office furniture industry? What do people not realize?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people they don't understand the difference between like an office chair that you get from Walmart or Office Max or something like that, or a desk.
Right.
I mean, to the normal person like I thought, if I need a desk, if I need some office furniture, I'm just gonna go to Staples or I'm just gonna get something there.
A desk.
It's a desk,
Right.
Or IKEA or something like that. But there's the difference in quality between a commercial grade product versus a product that you're gonna get that's made in a lot of stuff's made in China, but
Right. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Yep.
A throwaway chair,
Right.
a throwaway desk that if you set it up once and I got to move my office, it's not coming with me. It's going to fall apart, or the chair, I'm going to get it, I'm going to use it for a year or two, it's going to start hurting my back, I'm going to throw it away and get a new one.
Right.
Invest a little bit more, you get something a lot better, and then it's going to last you a lot longer.
Right.
And so we do that with our new stuff and our used. So
Okay.
A lot of the used that we get back, because it's got such a good quality makeup and it's going to last so much longer, it's used, so you're going to spend less on it and you're going to get a longer lifespan from it. So
Interesting.
a lot of people don't know.
Good to know. So the time is 8:09 a.m. Good morning to you. Back at you, Raquel. Aisha Saxon is here. Good morning. And good to see all of you great people. Jennifer Ryan Mayton is here as well. So I know what you guys are thinking. I know. You're like, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Curtis, what's going on, bruh? This is usually the Buenos Dias Aurora Day. I told y'all the new schedule.
Buenos dias.
It's right. It's it's still Buenos Dias. Yeah, we're still having the Buenos Dias. But the new schedule started today. Monica is still taking an extra day off. She went to North Carolina to visit her family over the weekend and everything. So we decided to start our new schedule a day and a week early. So we have Phil today. Now tomorrow and Friday are still going to be Good Morning Aurora days. Next week on Tuesday, today's interview will air, and that will be Mr. Jose Torres, great photographer here in Aurora, coming to talk about Mexican culture and art and different things. So stay tuned, you wonderful people. All right. So I'm wondering too, and we are going to talk about the life of a DJ. But I do want to talk about business. Now, since you have a business in both the Naperville community and the Aurora area, can you tell us the differences that you note in doing business with both? I assume that you have to deal with the cities of each and everything like that. What's it like working with both?
Well, they're both great communities.
Right.
I'm fairly new to the Aurora community, so I'm getting out there, meeting guys, doing shows like this. Both of them have very strong business communities. I've been more involved, I would say, with Naperville, just because I've been there since 2018.
Okay.
So Naperville is really one of those communities where there's a lot of young people doing a lot of different stuff.
Right.
Through like the Chamber of Commerce and stuff like that. Aurora's been great in that sense too, and Aurora's, I feel like, a growing community. They're doing a lot of different things with the downtown. I feel like Aurora's really kind of coming back to life.
Mm-hmm.
And so as far as like the beautification of the downtown,
Right.
And so getting in and finding ways in which to kind of bring that community together. I'm looking forward to being a part of that.
Okay.
And getting involved.
Now, do you hang out in town in our city here?
I haven't spent much time. I spent a little bit of time, but not much time hanging out.
Not enough, right?
Not enough. I wanted to go to, it was a concert I was going to go to that I was like, I think I had a scheduling conflict. But so not enough time.
Okay. I encourage you to check out the First Fridays in town. We got a lot of good stuff coming. River Edge Park is nice. Lots of good things. If you were interested too, we got dollar movie nights too at the Paramount Theater.
Nice.
I try to hype it up as much as possible because you can't get nothing for $1 these days.
No.
And that's a really good deal.
What days are those?
It's Mondays. Actually, you know what? I like how you just did that.
That segue
Gave
for
your
you?
boy your segue.
Nice. All
Holy
right.
cow. My man. Let's hit it with a little bit of spice. My new co-host, Phil Ramos, just hooked the brother up with it. All right, so check this out. Monday was the original Back to the Future. The old school,
right.
And coming up the 12th will be Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's coming up. Indiana Jones. September 19th will be Encanto, presented in Spanish with English subtitles. Clue will be Monday, September 26th. And then October 3rd will be Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie.
That is a good movie.
Yeah.
The Tim Burton classic.
Tim Burton. Yeah.
All right. So Chamber of Commerce's, Naperville's Chamber and everything. Still getting your feet wet, hanging out down here. Mm-hmm. I would like to ask you though, so life has changed a lot from 2012. And, when you bought the business in 2018, what other professional knowledge within the industry, have you gone on to acquire? Have you become licensed or certified in anything that you weren't when you started as an employee? What has the progression been like for you personally?
Yeah, well, so no sort of licenses or anything like certifications.
Okay.
Anybody with a heartbeat could sell office furniture, but
okay.
but as far as to expand the business, we took when I started, it was all sales, so we really took more of a design approach.
Okay.
With hiring, we hired an interior designer.
A design approach.
Yeah. So designing an office. We all as sales reps, we would do the CAD. We would lay out offices. We would show you kind of space. It was nice, so you could see how your office is going to fit. But we hired a great gal, Alexia is her name. She's our interior designer. She's awesome. She'll go in. We'll do the measurements. We'll come back and we'll give her a sketch pad like you have there of like, this is what the space looks like. We'll give her a little bit of background knowledge, and do a comprehensive approach sometimes with the customer. But a lot of times we'll go in there, we'll give it to her, and she'll kind of go in with her design knowledge and creativity and design an office, and we'll provide renderings for the customer. They could see what their office is going to look like with their carpet, with their paint on their walls. She could throw fireplaces in with our design software. She could really make it look really cool. And that has really kind of put us, into another arena that we can really work with people and give them a better sense of what their office is going to look like. We get more opportunities that way. So
you're not just selling furniture, you're selling an experience. You're providing them the interior design to match what they're trying to do, helping them achieve the vision and the goal.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Because I'd like your opinion on this. Can you tell anything about a person's personality by their office?
You could, somewhat. You could.
Is that why you walked in here and looked all crazy at the like, yo, this ain't the right way. Yo, we out.
I like what you got going on, man.
Yeah, we doing what we can, man.
Yep,
I
I definitely get some startup feels, but man, it's all good, man. I love it.
Thanks,
This is where it starts, and it's really cool to be on here, and I could, I want you to come by.
I'd love to
come by Aurora. Because I'm already thinking, I'm like, all right, he needs some power over here.
Yes.
I got power blocks that clamp on or kind of sit on, so you could just plug your phone in right here on the desktop. We got so much inventory. You're gonna be like, whoa.
Okay.
So like,
and I say that because I have been the kind of person who I like books. I love to read. And one of the things that I've always remembered great offices and great libraries and great studies and great dens of people who I've met. Oh, come on in. And to the point that you were talking about furniture, when you move, you're not going to take it with you. Like you are right. There is a difference that you can see, you can touch, and you can feel with American-made oak furniture desk as opposed to Walmart, third row back, right? Mid shelf,
a Bush or a Solder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There is a huge difference.
Right.
Is it convenience? Is it convenient? Is that what it is, or is it? I don't want to say laziness because not everybody can maybe shell it out. But what is it?
I think a lot of it is just, I don't call it ignorance, but just not knowing that there's another alternative out there because a lot of people think, I need a desk. I'm just going to go buy it from where I buy most of my stuff. I'm going to go on Amazon. I'm going to get something that's, within, $100, couple $100.
Right.
They don't know that there's other options out there. So that's one of the things that I've been sort of, since I took over, the company, is trying to get our name out there,
right? To
say, hey, we're here. We've had so many people like come to Naperville and be like, man, you're the best kept secret in Naperville. I didn't even know you were back here. And we're kind of back here. We're kind of tucked back in the in the building, and it's like, man, I got to get the word out. You know, I got to tell more people. And so we've tried with, and we continue to try to do that and talk to folks. And, and find that person that wants an
Right.
office that looks, special to them. And
Absolutely, yeah. Because I do, man. I That's what I would like to. When we get there, this show has goals and dreams and aspirations, and one of them will be an office so awesome, so great. With great library of books all over the place.
Oh yeah, I got bookcases.
Okay.
You get the books, I'll bring the bookcases.
Aw, snap.
We can do it up.
It's like ham and burger. What? Okay. Good morning, everybody. It's 8:20 a.m. I have some of that local news to give to folks. But before we get into any of that, I want to say good morning to Nicole Astra. Good morning to you, Gams fan Norma Peterson. Right back at you. Josue, yes, that's right. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with Buenos Dias Aurora starting next week. Dora Sanchez Soto. Bonnie Lancaster. Bonnie Lancaster says, impressive young man.
Thanks, Bonnie.
All right.
Thank you.
Is that mom or is it?
That's my mom's neighbor.
Okay.
She's awesome. She's got an impressive young man herself.
Oh, that's what's up. Like that.
He's a NFL football player, her son.
Who? Really?
Yeah, Lancaster. He was a Packer. Now he's a
Really?
Raider. Yep.
Oh,
yep. So,
what?
Yeah, he was he's a big dude.
All
He's
right.
a defensive tackle, and he grew up in the neighborhood.
Great stuff.
Played football in Plainfield and went to the NFL. So.
Shout out to the Lancaster family.
Yep.
Dora Sanchez Soto, good morning. Tracy Duran, Jen Mendoza, and Jocelyn Harris, Grand Rising Aurora. I like that. That's right. Feel it. Okay. Oh, she says, I love my desk chairs from Office Furniture. Hey, that's an official.
Yep.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, couple of things real quick here. Pieces of news to give to you guys. Now, you will recall on Monday, we had the Aurora Youth Council on the show. 3 fantastic young men, Pranette, D'Angelo, and Gabriel. What the Aurora Youth Council does is to advocate for and bring issues concerning young people, specifically high school students, but middle schoolers as well. Bring those issues to the city council to be acted upon. They meet the second Wednesdays of every month, 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. In addition to that, Rep. Hernandez is launching the Youth Advisory Committee, Monday, September 19th from 4 to 5 p.m. The meetings will be held at a live teen center here in Aurora, 78 South LaSalle Street. There is a registration link, but for more questions or information, you can call 630-270-1848. The number again, 630-270-1848. Here's the details. Teens age 13 to 18, this is your opportunity to get involved in state government. The Youth Advisory Committee is a safe environment to discuss obstacles and current laws that affect the lives of students, school, home, health, work, etc. The goal is to present student proposals as bills and passed as state law. No experience or prior knowledge of politics is needed, just a willingness to learn. Now let me scratch that up real quick for my own. I'm gonna read that one last time. No experience or prior knowledge of politics is needed, just a willingness to learn. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. A willingness to learn will open many doors for you. It will. I remember once upon a time a guy told me in a low point in my life, he said, you know what? A lot of times the people who succeed are not the people with all the qualifications. It's the people who show up. So,
absolutely.
If you know any young people who could be a good candidate for the Youth Advisory Committee, tell them about it starting Monday, September 19th. This will be linked to on our Facebook page as well. Okay, let's go into some food. I'm not going to give y'all, no, I guess I could. I can't do that. I got to give it to you all. Okay, here we go. New England Congregational Church is having a community fall festival. The public is invited. Admission and parking are free. I told you about this weekend, yesterday, but it's happening this weekend. So, Reverend Brandon Perrine, senior minister, friend of the show, join us for an outdoor fall festival luncheon on the South Lawn following 10 a.m. worship service. Oh, and there's food in this too. That's why I picked it up. I knew it. They will provide table service, roasted chicken breasts, sloppy joes, and root beer floats. Oh my gosh. Y'all hungry yet? Yes. Family-friendly activities include lawn games, a bounce house on the church lawn, and fun glitter tattoos. Once again, if you need any other question or information about that, call 630-897-8721. Number again, 630-897-8721. Now for the last piece of food news, because I am getting extremely hungry the more I read this. Taco Tuesday crawl, September 20th. From 2 to 8 p.m., this will be in downtown Aurora. The month of September, Marie Wilkinson's Food Pantry celebrates Hunger Action and Hispanic Heritage Month. They are dedicated to help feed everyone in need. For donations or sponsorship opportunities, email relations@mwfoodpantry.org. Once again, relations@mwfoodpantry.org. Tickets are $25. That's the early bird special, or $30 regular price. The fee includes your Taco Crawl t-shirt and one taco at each participating restaurant. Now, I'll give you a little tip. I don't know who can eat just one taco. So, with that being said...
No, I can't have one of anything.
Right? Exactly. That's like eating one potato chip. Yeah, just give me one Pringle. Nah, no, it doesn't work like that. So bring your appetite and buy a couple of tickets and enjoy that. Once again, shout out to Marie Wilkins Food Pantry. We have shared this flyer. There is a QR code embedded on the flyer. Have fun with that. The time is 8:26 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Now let's talk about how you and I met each other. Hannah and Haley are also watching. They say hi.
Oh, hey babies. Those are my daughters.
Oh, hit the You got a button for everything.
You're like a DJ.
Exactly. Yep. DJ my own shit.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you and I met each other, which was a great moment, as we talked about. It was the Alive Teen Center event, their Mardi Gras fundraiser. Good Morning Aurora is proud to be a sponsor. We've been dear friends of theirs. Addie Rubio, Candace Henning, Casey Chitwood, Gabriel Brett, all of them. Mm-hmm. They invited us as a guest. We came and took part. And you were the DJ.
That was me.
All right. Another hat you wear.
Yeah, another hat. Yep.
So the event was held at Hotel Arista. It was great. A lot of good people, a lot of good speeches. A lot of the youngsters had good stories of their own to tell. How did you become involved with the Alive Center?
So through the Naperville Chamber.
Okay.
I've actually... when the Alive Center first opened, I had a friend who had their baby shower at the Alive Center. Turned out that was her name's Melissa.
Okay.
She's Candace's sister. And I didn't really know anything about the space. I just kind of went in there. We had a baby shower, and I think it was for Grace, their daughter. And then really never heard from them again or knew of the Alive Center after that for a couple years, and then I ran into Casey at the Naperville Chamber. They were part of our Leads group, the company, the organization that we sponsored as a group to kind of help promote and help to bring awareness and involvement to. So I met her there, and really that was a great connection. We did a office chair Olympics event.
Oh, I saw
at
that.
Their space. Yeah, so we sponsored that, and we brought all the chairs. We did noodle javelin. We did all kinds of really cool stuff. I mean, it was an awesome event. And I just like to be involved with different organizations that do good work. Right. They do an awesome job with teens. And so she said she was having this event. I don't know exactly. I think I may have, when I heard that it was at Hotel Arisa, I was like, well, I DJ. I could do that for you if you need a DJ. And I don't do as much DJing anymore.
Why not?
Because it's I got so many hats, I do enjoy it, but now with the kids, and just life being so busy.
Right.
I gotta kind of pick where I'm gonna, peel back. On,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely,
so,
priorities.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and DJing, I mean, it's hard work because you're the first one there, you're the last one to go. Mm-hmm. You're setting up, you're taking down.
Somebody's always complaining. Can you play Justin Bieber? Like, oh
right.
My God.
I don't have that song. I'm sorry. Yeah, man, it's cool, but that was really, really the one of the passions that I had,
Okay.
younger, as a younger guy, and so that was one of the ways that I was able to kind of hustle up the money.
Right.
It was my side hustle while I was selling office furniture, and my friend Ben put me on, years ago, and been doing weddings with him and on my own and
Right.
different events. So I still kind of, if there's like word of mouth, somebody wants to do the event, we still have me and my best friend Phil. He's my partner.
Okay.
So we still do events. He's
Okay.
still involved. So if people need, wedding or different events, him and I still do them.
What's the name of that business?
So that business is 10X Entertainment.
10X Entertainment.
10X Entertainment.
All right.
Entertainment10x.com. And so we're both named Phil, so two Phils and a mic.
Two Phils and a
Two
mic.
Phils and a
I
mic,
like that. I like that.
And so we
I thought I was gonna have like a furniture tip, DJ desk or something.
He works with OFS too. We're so that would be good. That would work.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. So
Ashley Elizabeth, go boss. Stephanie Stevie Fox Cleary, good morning. And Eileen Fiengo, good morning from Jersey.
Hey.
What up to Jersey? Shout out to Jersey. Maria Chirito, good morning. All right, Cindy Morales. So now you scale back the activities, still available if somebody does need that assistance.
Right.
Okay. Now that was the first time. So DJing, how long had it been since you had DJ'd before that event?
You know what? I think that was like the first event post pandemic.
Okay.
Like real event. And
Right.
I think, like I'll be the guy, like if we have like a party or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, a picnic, I'll bring my stuff, and I'll just set it up so we got good
Right.
music and I can play what I want. But I think that was like the first like post pandemic event. So
Okay.
I was actually kind of nervous.
Right.
Because you got to make sure everything goes right. And
You
everything's plugged
do.
up.
You do. People don't know that behind the
Right.
scenes, right? They're just they're just there.
Right,
You know?
right, yep. Because a lot of stuff kind of shut down. I had a couple weddings that were booked in that time period that canceled. So yeah, you got to make sure everything was good.
Right. So I walked over and was talking to Candace and whoever we were talking to, and then they introduced us, and got your card and everything, and
Yeah.
oh wow, man's a DJ. Like that was cool, man.
Yeah.
It was cool to, and at least for if there's anybody out there who can understand, a lot of times when you're not a part of the organization, if you get invited as a guest, I mean, there were a lot of people there, and I only knew like 8 of them.
Okay, yeah. Thanks.
And 5 of the 8 are high schoolers, the staff of Alive. So for me, I was happy to be there. I was thrilled and honored to be a guest there, but it was a little bit, not necessarily intimidating, but I had a camera, I'm taking pics.
Right.
I did have a feeling of being on the outside looking in still. I'm here, but like at the same time, I'm not in my normal role. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I'm as a guest. So when I met you and we started talking, that really did make me feel comfortable.
That's good.
Because I was like, wow, here's a guy who does something else, but he's just playing his trade here. That was very impressive, man. So
Thank you.
yeah, you did a great job that night too, man. So congratulations for holding it together.
Thank you.
'Cause you didn't look nervous.
All right. Well, that's good.
You looked,
No,
yeah.
that nobody knew it. Yeah. like a duck.
Yep.
Looks calm on top, and the feet are. Going
Oh yeah, the
crazy
feet are
on
going
the
crazy
bottom. Yeah.
underneath.
Yeah.
All right. So the Naperville Chamber, working with the chamber and everything like that. Now, what's the future of RSI and of Office Furniture Solutions?
Sure. Yeah. So we're going to. Right now, we've kind of boosted our labor to be
Okay.
able to take on more projects at once on the RSI side.
Okay.
So we're really looking to do more installations, moves, and decommissions,
Okay.
and just expand that. They also are the wholesale provider of the used product. So because they're doing the decommissions, we are bringing in more product. And so one of the ways I want to be able to kind of fine tune that process to be able to get more of that used product onto the into the retail market. So,
Okay.
Because it's not only is it's more profitable because you don't have to buy new, and it's also readily available. Whereas new product we have to wait for. It needs to be shipped from wherever it is. If it's made in some of the stuff's made in the U.S., some of it's made in Canada, some of it's made overseas. You got to get it in. You got to have it stocked. It's got to get shipped to you and assembled, and there's just a higher cost involved. So being able to provide more used product, and then on the OFS side, there's I've been developing like an online shopping store.
Okay.
So there's that, and then just trying to get out and get our name out there as people come back into the office, so that we can continue to provide new and used office furniture.
What does it take to be a good salesman?
Good salesman, really, it takes good follow up. It takes uncovering people's needs and objections. So getting finding out what the needs are. Figuring out if there's a solution that needs to be had. If like right now, I could probably sell you a nice, good, desk mounted
You could.
power source.
You could.
But
We're the catalog, bro.
Right. So finding that out, and I mean, it was for me. A lot of it was good follow up.
Right.
Being prepared, and it's a lot of times just a numbers game. I mean, office furniture. You could be honest with people. I like it. We're not selling cars. We're selling something that's a lot of people take pride in where they work. Like you said, you think of these nice offices. You think of this spot. I mean, a lot of people work in an office, at a desk, at a cube, wherever it is. So we try to help people be successful at what they do. That's what we do. We help you be successful at what you do by getting your office set up, getting you comfortable, getting you ergonomically sound. So this sale is a lot of times just figuring it out. All right, what's your objection? You have a budget? You don't have a budget? All right, well, let me tell you what your options are. So like you could spend this much, you could spend, and this is like the best of the best. You can spend this much. This is another option, or you can spend this much. This is our used or a blended option.
Right.
So you give people options. You kind of lay it out for them. Let them make the decision. So that's what I like about this business, is that there's different dealerships out there. There's guys that only do used or really the cheap stuff.
Right.
There's people out there that only do the high end. They're Herman Miller, they're Steelcase, they do this really high end stuff. We're really in the middle. So we're going to get people, we have some of those higher end brands that we carry that someone's going to come in and say, hey, like this competes with that.
Did you say Herman Miller?
Herman Miller, yeah. You heard that name before?
I have.
Yeah. So Herman Miller, Aaron, they're like the the Bentley of office furniture, right? So
do they also do medical?
They do some medical stuff, yeah, like some stuff like that.
I'll give you I don't know if I should tell people. I don't think there's a. I used to, listen. My first job out the Navy, I worked at Edward Hospital.
Okay.
There's a room on every single floor known as Herman Miller. It's just
in Edward's Hospital.
In Edward Hospital.
Okay.
Any room where there's medication at and like syringes, but it's called Herman Miller. It's just known as Herman Miller.
Okay.
So they'll be like, yo, it's Herman Miller, and you just go in this room.
And it's got to do with the medication or the furniture? Or?
I have no idea. Herman Miller.
Herman Miller.
I don't-
All right.
I always wondered, like, who, you know what's funny? I always thought that, like, Herman Miller was, like, a donor or somebody famous who died there or something like that. No, I maybe it has to do with the bracketing in there and all that kind of stuff. Now that I haven't heard that since, I never heard it before.
Are you sure it was Herman Miller?
Herman Miller.
Interesting.
Herman Miller.
If there's anyone, I know somebody that works at Edwards Hospital, so maybe they can
Ask him.
say if they're still
Like, yo,
doing that.
yeah, Herman Miller?
You know, but maybe they don't. Maybe they had certain chairs from them. Or,
Right. Could have been anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
You guys
so-
are in the middle.
So we can kind of provide stuff that is on that same level.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not all that we do. We do this wide range of stuff that we can appeal to different people with different budgets, different price points. We could get not only creative in what the office looks like and what we provide, but creative in the different offerings we have to fit people's budgets.
What's the time is 8:40. This is a great conversation. What is the most outlandish thing that somebody said or requested or wanted in their office, or did anybody ever want like a pet tiger or something? Like, yo, can you make a moat with alligators?
Yeah, no pet tigers. Man, outlandish stuff. I mean, there's usually not too much crazy stuff going on. I mean, it's
probably within the boundaries of what they can do.
Yeah, it's refrigerators. People spend money on some interesting stuff that they'll spend money on a $6,000 chair, but they won't spend money on certain things that you'd think they'd want to spend money on.
Yeah,
a conference room,
right?
Or something like that.
$6,000. The window is broke with plastic on it.
Yeah,
but you got a $6,000. Yeah,
yeah. Yep,
dudes got Mercedes and all that.
Yeah, certain people
living at home with mom. Right.
Yeah. And I don't understand some of that. But I guess I'll think about that. If I think of what a crazy request, I'll let you know.
Okay. I like that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm just a weirdo like that. Like I'd like to know what the most outlandish request, or have you noticed anything in somebody's office that was just bonkers, like off the wall kind of stuff?
I mean, a lot of the people,
standard,
it's pretty, yeah. I mean, you'll get impressed with certain stuff that people have,
okay.
And and then some stuff not so much, but it's still offices, so people are pretty reasonable.
Have you furnished any offices of famous people?
No, famous.
Not yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Scottie Pippen never was like, "Yo, can I get this? Can I get the?
I wish.
Can I get the number 6 chair on the?"
My closest ties to Scottie Pippen is I when I lived in the city, my barber at Betty's and Nick's on Montrose and Kimball, I think it was.
North side.
My barber was also Scottie Pippen's barber.
Okay,
So
all right.
He tightened it up.
A couple
too.
of follicles
nice.
away.
Yes, yeah, we were.
Hey, he bald though? What?
Pippen? No, Pippen had that nice.
Pippen had. Oh, you're right. He did.
He had that
That's
nice
right.
Flat top.
Because then he started doing the twists and all that.
Yeah.
All right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Ashley Elizabeth put in Herman Miller in the hit the claps for Ashley Elizabeth. You know what?
So Ashley's awesome. She's actually our office manager. She does the background stuff.
Ashley Elizabeth, official. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Put it in. I appreciate that, Ashley. I'm gonna check that out. Educate myself. Johnny Felix is here. Good morning, Aurora. Right back at you, brother. Johnny Felix is a great artist. He goes under the moniker Talento Creations, and he will actually be here on Good Morning Aurora next week for another interview. Good looking. And you know what? And let me just pause real quick. Here's the thing, y'all. I want you to know something. This is from my heart. Whether you're Talento Creations, Johnny Felix, or you Phil Ramos, or you're Tracy Duran, whoever you are, Maria Charita, all you people, you know that this show is for everybody. It's for you. It's for the small business person, the big business person, the local person who's trying to get your vote, and it's also for the people everybody. Everybody.
Yep.
That's what it's about. I met Phil in person, and here he is. Talent to Creation did some artwork for, and you see how that goes? Mm-hmm. It's a big sandbox, and we all playing it like grown-up kids who wish we were kids again. Your knees ever crick when you wake up in the morning?
Oh man,
are you there?
You saw me limping around.
Oh yeah, you was limping. Damn, yeah, that's right. Okay,
I am creaky. Yeah. I am. Yes, I need surgery. I have surgery coming up.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
When?
First week in November.
Ooh, so, all right, my brother. Prayers for my brother, Phil Ramos.
Thank you.
Okay. Here's the thing. Let me go to time's 8:45. Yikes. See how quick it goes, dog?
I can talk, man. Yeah, I can.
All right. Quick news. Two friends of ours. First is Aurora 88's roller derby. And then I have for you State Representative Maura Hirschauer. Here she is. Okay. First things first. Our dear friends of the Aurora 88 roller derby. They're hosting fall recruitment, seeking new skaters, referees, and non-skating officials. Info night and the Super Friends scrimmage will be Sunday, September 18th at 8 p.m. at the Aurora Skate Center, 34 West 113 Montgomery Road in Aurora. Learn what it takes to be an 88 and watch a roller derby scrimmage. Aurora 88 is women's flat track roller derby. Good stuff, man. They are great friends of ours. Stephanie Wheatley. Shout out. And also my dear friend Lindsay Hartman. So I have I have a flyer here. I'll make a post for it later on, but this is actually online. If you go to their Facebook page, follow them, tell them you heard about it here on Good Morning Aurora. There's a QR code to scan. Come on out. And thank you to the sponsor, Aurora Fast Print. All right. So also here in our location downtown at our studio here in the front, we have two other flyers from Aurora 88. You can learn how to join them, see what they do, and also check out their calendar events. They're great people, a great women's group. Gabriel Bradford is here. Good morning to you, Gabriel Bradford. All right. Next piece of news is State Representative Maura Hirschauer of Batavia is in partnership with State Rep Fred Crespo of Hoffman Estates and State Rep Seth Lewis of Bartlett, inviting residents to experience the Mobile Museum of Tolerance. We told you guys about this on Monday. The museum is visiting two more elementary schools. Yesterday they were at Hawk Hollow Elementary School. Next is going to be Sunnydale and Kenyon Woods Middle School as well. The Mobile Museum of Tolerance is an initiative of the Simon Wiesenthal Center aimed at empowering people to stand against racism, anti-Semitism, and all forms of hate. The museum uses technology of interactive lessons to spread the message of tolerance and promote human dignity. Members of the public can visit the museum today at Sunnydale Elementary School from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. at 716 Sunnydale Boulevard in Streamwood. Shouts out. For more information, contact Rep Hirschauer's office at 331-465-9661. The number again, 331-465-9661. And we have listeners in Streamwood too. Oh yeah. I get the demographics. I get where you're at, where you tune in from. Shout out to Streamwood, Illinois. All right. Time is 8:48. Man, time goes by quick. So we talked about RSI, we talked about 10X Entertainment, we talked about Office Furniture Solutions. What did you want to be when you were growing up? Did you want to sell when you were 6? Did you want to sell office furniture? Were you the kid?
No.
I want to be an office furniture salesman. Yeah. And look at you now. Is that how it?
That was pretty much it. I just was infatuated with office chairs.
Put some Legos together and thought, you know what? I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. I think I wanted to be a football player. That was my first love.
Okay. Sports is your love.
Sports. Yeah. Okay. I could football fan. Yeah.
I could tell. You have the disposition of a coach.
A coach.
Or an athlete. Yeah.
I coached. I wore a University of Miami shirt the other day because I'm a Miami fan at the carnival, and these kids, I don't know if they were just trying to cut in line, but they thought I was a coach for the University of Miami, and of course I said yes.
Right.
I said yes.
Yeah.
Running backs coach.
Right. Yeah.
But I coached my girls. So yeah, I mean, I always kind of liked that coaching. I thought maybe, coaching, teacher, coach,
Right.
kind of thing. I'd be like the booby, Booby Miles without the knee, injury.
Yeah.
But and then being an entrepreneur was something that really appealed to me as I sort of started to get into the workforce, and work for different small businesses. That was kind of where I was like, I never really worked in corporate America.
Okay.
I didn't go to college. I don't have this like. I really have always kind of worked for people that work for themselves,
right?
And I got to like kind of learn about them. There's a face to a name of the person you work for. They have a family. They have
right.
Roots tied to the community and these sort of things that appealed to me as I kind of went about my journey of working.
Right. No, I can relate. I've worked for companies, and then I worked for people who started their own businesses and brought me in, and now I work for a local nonprofit. It's you have to. I think one of the things is that people end up working for what makes them comfortable, or it's kind of like they take an arc, right? I'll get a job. Okay, I have a job. That was it. First box checked. Right. Now, I want to make some money, so they look for jobs that'll make them money. Or perhaps go back to school. Okay, now that box is checked. As you go on a little bit working and gaining the experience of working maybe for a good company or a crappy company, you learn.
Right.
You start to learn that, like, on the one hand, maybe you're not doing what you went to college for, or B, you made a lot of money but you didn't like the job, and then that sucks on your soul. And then at the end, I think one of the goals is to be that entrepreneur if you can.
Right. Yeah, if that's your
right.
personality. Yeah. I
right.
think that there's certain people that are in that realm, and then there's people that, they don't want to have all that responsibility. They can't, they want to, maybe they're good at one thing, or they like to focus on one aspect of it. I mean, to work for yourself, you need to be able to kind of handle different stuff and be in a lot of different areas.
Absolutely.
And whether it's the accounting side of it, or the marketing side of it, or the leadership side of it, like there's a lot of different stuff that like I might not do them great, but I have to spend time on it, and I have to try to improve in the areas that I'm weaker in.
Right.
And then when I'm doing that, sometimes certain other parts of the business suffer. And I can't just focus on one thing. And sometimes I understand it might be nice to do that, to just have a job and a position, and I could go home and I could clock out and I could go home and I don't take that shit with me,
Right.
But as an entrepreneur, I gotta go home, and then at 11 o'clock at night, if I think of something I need to do, I might have to go and do it,
Right.
And so
absolutely,
that's what I have to.
All right, so now the time's 8:52. I just want to real quick, Gloria Gerardo. Good morning to you, Aurora. I hope you have a nice day today and a blessed day today. Amen. Thank you very much for that, Gloria Gerardo. Much appreciated. Jan Afridi is here as well. Good morning to you, Jan. Is there anything that we missed before I give you the last word? Because everybody gets the last word on the show.
No. I mean, I think we covered a lot of good topics.
How can people contact Office Furniture Solutions?
So Office Furniture Solutions, we're on Facebook, Instagram. So you could go up, you could stop into our store, or you could give us a call, 630-357-5600, or like us on Facebook, Office Furniture Solutions.
Okay.
That's probably our most active. That's our most active
All right.
social media account. Yep. Yeah.
And then RSI?
RSI is Relocation Services, and they're also on Facebook. Yep.
325 South Union.
South Union Street. Yep.
All right.
Yep. So we're open Monday through Friday, and Naperville is 9 to 5:30. Aurora is 7 to 7:30 to 3:30.
Okay.
That's by appointment, but if somebody wanted to come into Aurora, just give us a call, and we'll accommodate. We'll get you in there.
Okay.
And look at
good stuff.
What you need.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. The time is 8:54 a.m. So the show ends on a positive note. What is your message today for the people of Aurora?
Well, so for the people of Aurora, I think that today is a blessing for myself and everyone here. Glad to be on here to give you guys my little bit about what I do.
Yeah.
There's so much to it. I could talk for hours. So I'm up here. I get to do what I love every day. If we're kind of focused on business side of things, that's kind of what we've talked about here. And really I started, in 2012. I had really nothing.
Right.
My mom used to drop me off at work, and I used to have to use her cell phone because I really didn't have anything. We talked about goodwill.
Right.
I went and Tom Lickner is the gentleman who gave me the opportunity. I needed a job.
Right.
So I had shoes on from Goodwill, and they were like size 13s. I'm a size 11, so I had these big like clown shoes at the
dealing
interview.
with it.
He gave me a shot, and I started as just a salesman, just calling people out of the file cabinet and just following up and doing my thing and being a practitioner of what they taught me to do, and what are we? 9 years later, I own both companies. They've saw something in me that I really didn't see in myself and gave me that opportunity, and now I am a leader of some really great people, in my organization. So, and there were a lot of lies, that I told myself about, what I could and couldn't do.
Right.
A lot of people told me about what I could and couldn't do, and I just needed that shot. And I needed to continue to show up, like you said. The
Right.
willingness is key, and that's a requirement. If you want to be successful, you got to have that willingness, and to make it from where I was at to where I'm at now is a testament that like anybody could really do. I wouldn't say you got to have the right willingness,
right? But
you could do it, and you could really kind of get in there and change your life. There's other aspects of my life that we could talk about at another time,
Mm-hmm.
but from a business standpoint, man, that was I could say that I'm a success story, and I didn't think 9 years ago I'd be like anybody would really want to hear what I had to say, but
Right.
I thought there was a little bit in there that thought maybe I could make something out of this, and I started there. I think I drove past Ethan Allen like a couple times.
Right.
Like, man, maybe I'll start at this furniture store, and maybe one day I could work at Ethan Allen, and who'd have thunk? Now,
right.
Now
that's like,
yeah.
Imagine.
I
what
don't
if I
want to
would've
work
done
at
that?
Ethan Allen. Yeah, right.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was a great show. And again, I want to reiterate that I met Phil at the Alive Teen Center's Mardi Gras fundraiser, which I was a guest at, and I'm very thankful to be or have been a guest there and to have sponsored, have been one of the sponsors of that event at the silver level, right?
Silver.
At the silver level.
We're going for gold next time, baby.
That's right.
That's right.
But you got to be in there.
Yep.
You got to be in there. And that's where it's going to start. That's my dream one day. One day, Good Morning Aurora will be able to donate at the gold level. But until then, thank you very much for watching the show today. Shout out to RSI and also Office Furniture Solutions. Follow them on Facebook. And we thank our friend Phil here for his time. See you guys tomorrow for another great episode. Take care of yourself and each other. Peace.
Peace.